Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Designs in Ontario, Canada. And today I'm going to be working on some Christmas cards, and I thought I would just share with you as I go along. I discovered this really cute card online the other day, and I thought I would just make a couple of these and just share the technique with you because I thought it was so pretty. Honestly, I can't remember who was doing it, but I will try and look up my history on that's the problem with Instagram, is that there's no history that I know of anyway. And if I can figure out who I saw doing this, I'm absolutely going to post it for you. So I'm working with the Traditions of Christmas, which is this beautiful paper. And oh, before I get going though, I do want to mention a couple things. Tomorrow is the last day. No, what's the date today? The 8th. Tomorrow is the last day to take advantage of the Cyber Monday paper pumpkin sale. And I mean, look at these prices. Unbelievable. So tomorrow is the last day. And then the following day, Wednesday the 10th, is the last day that you can subscribe for the December paper pumpkin, which is oh, it's beautiful. It's a watercolor floral. It's really, really pretty. So there's that. And then, oh, the product of the month. So for the month of December, this beautiful blue designer paper is available in Canada for a $100 minimum order for only $5. So each month, this is a new promotion starting this month. So each month, they are going to come up with a new product of the month, and you can only ever get one product of the month. So they're only available while supplies last. So if you think that you would like to get that for only $5, yeah, hop on, because again, it's while supplies last. Now, if it does continue over to January and you haven't gotten it yet, you'll still be able to get it. I don't believe though that you can carry over and buy a second one in January, from my understanding, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. I don't know. So anyway, why don't we get started? So let me just I'll show you the suite. Let me go down to my desk. Okay, so here's the suite. So we have the Christmas greenery stamp set and matching dies. Isn't that pretty? And then there's also the traditional labels with the coordinating dies. So this is part of the suite. Now you don't have to buy the whole suite. You can buy each item individually, or you could buy this bundle and get 10% off, or you could buy this bundle and get 10% off, or you could buy just this or just this, you know, one piece at a time. These were the matching little gems. They're called the traditional sparkling sequins. They're flat and they're very, very shiny, as you can see. These are currently out of stock. I'm not 100% sure when they're coming back, but let me just quickly, I don't know if I can quickly hop on to Stampin' Up's website here and just a quick peek. Let me have a look. I'm just going to go into the inventory report here, and they're not going to be back in stock until about January the 5th, which is kind of a bummer, but they will be available after January the 5th. So, you know, keep that in mind if you really like them. And then here is the paper for the Traditions of Christmas. Look at how pretty they are. So they have a gold overlay on the front, and then the back is more of a matte style, and we've got like a little gingham and some stripes, and then these little dots, and then these little dots. Really cute. And then the dies, the coordinating dies for the Christmas greenery, actually cut out some of these little items. So let me grab the dies. Come on. They are in there. So this one cuts out this swag. Really pretty. And then this one cuts out this bouquet. So you can line them up on the designer paper and it will actually cut out this bouquet like that. And then there's other little, here we go. We have some holly leaves, 2 of those, this big sprig. I have not used this yet, this big sprig, nor have I used this one. I can't even get it off. Anyway, isn't that a beauty for the greenery? I should use that. It is a beautiful one. And while I haven't looked at the last chance list, I know that there's a lot of the stuff that was in the little winter catalog, the little mini. A lot of that has gone on the last chance list and is discounted. So you might want to just check over there and see if there's anything in that Christmas mini that you had your eye on, because a lot of it is being discounted. And again, when it's in the last chance list, when it's gone, it's gone. So, oh, here's that paper with the bouquets that you can cut out with the die. Isn't that pretty? I love that there's 3 colorways. There's the red and pink, and then the blue and white, and then the 3 red. Aren't they gorgeous? Beauty. All right, so why don't we get started with our first card? I'll just move some of this out of the way. I don't know, I feel like when I get working, my desk gets smaller and smaller with all the stuff I have on it. So these are the 3 cards that I made yesterday. I was just playing around, and I just love this layout. Now, darn it, I wish I could. I usually write down the name of somebody when I decide to follow, you know, a pattern of theirs so that I can give them credit. But honestly, I cannot remember who it was, but I will look it up. So on this one, I actually used the beautiful pattern embossing folder. Now I think this one doesn't come out till January, if I'm not mistaken. But if you are into embossing folders the way that I am, holy, look at how pretty that is. Now I don't know if you can see the detail on that, but it's all little dots. Oh, I don't know how to make it show. In my view, it doesn't show to me, but hopefully you can see. But so what I did on these 2 cards is I actually used it on the white just to give it a little bit of detail. And then I did use the designer paper to make my triangles. And then, so I did 3 different layouts. Aren't they pretty? So what we need for this is a basic white card base. So I have my basic white card base here, and I have some Secret Sea. Secret Sea to me is my new black. I know it's not black and it's not blue, but it's like a blue black. And to me, it is my new go-to black. I love it. So I'm actually going to use another layer for the inside, but right now we're working on the front. So I need that. So my Secret Sea is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. No, is that right? It is not. Let me get my ruler. So it's, yeah, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then my basic white is 3 3/4 by 5. And that's just going to sit right on here like this. I really like having the little black border around. That's my favorite look. I also have 2, I only need 1. I'm making 2 cards. So you need a designer paper that is 2 by 2. And I'm using gold for my other layer that is also 2 by 2. And then I have a bunch of cutouts that I've already done. And I will be using the Greetings for You mix and match ephemera packs. Now these are out of stock right this minute, but they're supposed to be back in stock by the 15th, which I think is, what's today, the 8th? So within a week or so, they're supposed to be back in stock, like in the next week or so. And grab them while you can. These are great. Last time they got back in stock, I ordered 2 packs because I use them a lot and I love them. And it just makes things go quick. All right, so why don't we get started here? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my trimmer and I'm going to cut these in half diagonally. So I have my trimmer, and what I'm going to do, just move these out of the way so I don't wreck them, is I'm going to take my square and I'm just going to, see the little 2 notches right here? I'm just going to plop that right in there and then line up the top corner with the slot where the blade goes. But I'm going to put the blade to start in the middle of the diamond, because if you tried to start at the top and your blade isn't really sharp, you're going to dent your corner. It's going to get a little smushed and you don't want that. So I've got that, my 2 gold pieces, and I'm going to do the same thing with my little blue one here. Now the blue one is the other side of that. So let me just line that up like this. If you're joining me, please say hi and say where you're from. Let me change this here. There we go. So I'm just going to lift up my blade. I'm going to pop it in the middle so I don't smush my triangles. All right. Now the other thing I want to do is I'm going to emboss my my white layer. Now I could use a different embossing folder. Let me see what I have. I've been rearranging, so my embossing folders are like not where they're supposed to be. Let me see what I have. Oh, here. Oh, I knocked my baubles off. Can't have that, can we? So I have the Forever Plaid here. Why don't we use that one? So let me pop this in here. This one can be sort of festive. Now this is a big honkin' embossing folder, so you'll have to use your regular sized cut and emboss machine. So let me grab mine. Oops, I thought I turned my phone off. And when you're doing 3D embossing folders, you can tell that they're 3D. Well, first of all, it says so on the package, but they're also really thick. If you look at the thickness of it, they're very thick. So I have mine in there, and I want to make sure that it's straight. So what I'm going to do is there's a line on the front here. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to line my paper up with that line so it is straight. Oops. There, like this. There we go. So let's run it through. So to run it through, I'm going to use my base plate number 1 and my embossing plate number 4. And then I'm just going to run that through like this. There we go. Okay, so we can go ahead and glue that onto our card base. Grab my bone folder here and just burnish that. And then this is just going to go right on here like this. Oh no, it's not. It's going to go right on here like this. There we go. So we're going to just glue that down. Now, I prefer to use liquid glue when I'm doing anything embossed because it can kind of seep into the edges there and really get it nice and gluey. I think I got a little heavy-handed with the glue, but that's all right. Has anybody been watching the Welcome to Derry? It's the story about Pennywise, the clown, and how he kind of came to be. A little creepy, but I'm addicted. All right, so this is going to sit on here like this. So let me grab my glue. And this is going to go right on here. There. I love that look. I just think it just looks so classic. So these are going to go on here like this. And then these are going to sit like this on top of there. Isn't that pretty? And then I haven't decided yet which I'm going to use. Maybe that one. Put that in the middle. That is quite the glare I have going on there. Or we could do this. And then have a sentiment here. So let's get our corners put down first, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. So I'm just going to grab my tweezers and make sure you get the glue. I got a cat hair. Make sure you get the glue right into the corners. You know, I've been using these reverse tweezers for years, and still I squeeze them and then I drop whatever I'm holding. I don't know why I do that. So what I'm doing here is I want to make sure, ooh, it got glue on there. I want to make sure that my borders on both top and sides are the same. I'm trying not to get glue on everything like I am. So let's go ahead and do the bottom triangle. Now I did get a bit heavy-handed there, so I'm just gonna lift that off there. All right, so it's not happy about the embossing folder, but it'll comply. All right, so next I'm going to put on my blue piece. And I'm just going to pop it right on there. And I want to try and make sure that my margins on the gold are pretty much the same as the margins on the white. And again, heavy-handed with the glue, Lisa. Holy Dinah. There we go. Okay, and a bit more glue. What an absolutely gorgeous day here. It is stinking cold, don't get me wrong. To me, colder than November should be. It was minus 15 this morning. But the sun is shining and there's no wind. It's absolutely glorious out there. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. All right, so now we have to decide, what are we going to do with this? We use that one. Oh, hi, Susan. You have to watch what? Sorry. It's funny, the letters, your name came up in bright blue, and it's really hard to read. I had to go right to the screen to see what it said. Yeah, so which one? The red one or the pink one? I think either one actually will go. They're so beautiful. Maybe I'll go red. Let's have a little pizzazz in our lives. So I've got some dimensionals here. And I'm going to go ahead and just pop some dimensionals. And I'm going to be fairly generous with my dimensionals. I don't like saggy cards. They make me cranky. Oops. Okay. Now the DSP, I'm noticing the DSP is a little flimsy, right? If you wanted to, you could absolutely cut another layer of basic white and glue it, to this using the die to get a little bit more stability. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, you don't need to, because it's not, it's not like it's an interactive piece or anything. It's just sitting there. But isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. All right, so I have some loose gold sequins here. And I'm just going to put a few in the lid here. And these they're different sizes, kind of like a medium and then a larger size. So I'm going to pop, first, you know what I think we better do too? First is our sentiment. So let me see. We have lots to choose from. We have Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, From Our House to Yours, the Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings. And then here we have 'Tis the Season, Happy Christmas Again, Season's Greetings. Why don't we do Season's Greetings? Now, these are stickers, which I think is brilliant. I love this. So these are stickers. So you can take the backing off and it becomes like a sticky. Or I might just glue it directly to the bottom of the card. I don't know. I don't like it at the top. What I could do is make a banner. Oh, Pennywise. You're going to watch Pennywise. It's really good. There's about 5 or 6 episodes, and it's on Netflix, and it's like every, I guess every week a new episode's going to come up. But then when I was looking it up, I see that there's other of the Pennywise persuasion that I haven't watched, so I do need to watch those. But my husband thinks, anyway, this and have it up here. We could try it and see what it looks like. If we don't like it, we don't like it, right? Should I glue it? No, I don't want to glue it down in case I don't like it. I have a thought. I'm going to trim this to 3/4 of it, to maybe 1/2 inch. All I need is to knock my sequins all over the place. I did that yesterday. Ugh. My sense of humor went right out the window. I got that set at 1/2 inch. And I've got my, there's a new banner punch with the November online exclusives. So what I can do is stick this in here like this. Come on, in you go. I except mine's being a jerk. Come on. I wonder if 1/2 inch can't be too big, but... Oh, there we go. I was going too far. So I'm going to just pop off the ends of each. I don't want, this is too short, so I don't want it, you know, that short. So I'm going to slide it in there. Oh, come on. There we go. Get in. There. Okay. So what I could do is take my banner and then just pop my season's greetings on there like that. What do you think? So with the banner or without the banner? I'm kind of gravitating towards the banner, but a little input would be great. What do you think? Do I lose too much of the cutout with the banner? Or maybe I should go with Night of Navy. Do you think that's too dark? Because it does look kind of black, but it is this. Like it is the... Oh, you know what? No, it isn't. This is black. Never mind. Let me grab a piece of here. Grab a scrap of the Secret Sea. There, just see. And I'll cut a 1/2 inch piece of the Secret Sea and we'll try that. I thought that looked kind of dark, but I haven't used black for a while and I don't know why it was on my desk. Okay, 1/2 inch. There we are. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And then how big do we want this? Yeah, that looks better already. So to about there. So let's slide this in here. Oh, and that's a great little banner. I'm going to keep that. So then this can go on here like this. Yeah, that looks better with the Secret Sea. What do you guys think? My Facebook comments are not coming up. I don't know why. Let's see if I switch over to Facebook, if that will. Nope. Well, I kind of like this, so I'm going to go with that one. So let me get my punch out of here. I have so much stuff on my desk, it's ridiculous. Okay, I'm just going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to lift. Just lift the backing off here. Beautiful. All right, I'm just going to put that right there. Banner, thank you. Great minds. There. Oh, that is so pretty. I love it. All right, so now I'm going to get rid of that black since I don't even know where it came from. And let's put down some of these. Oh my Lord. Oh, see that? It's not even a full moon. Anyway, good grief. All right. They're all ready for me to use. Okay, so I tell you. So I'm going to put little dots of glue randomly. And let's see, what shall we do here? I'm going to flip you over. I just want a bigger one for over here. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? So stinking easy. All right. So now for the inside, I have another piece of Secret Sea and another piece of the basic white. So the basic white is 3 3/4 by 5, and the Secret Sea is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I had a piece of the floral, which was cut off. Oh, not that. That was cut off this side of the paper. So it's not a full swag. It's a part of a swag. And I just used the die to cut that out. So I'm going to pop that onto here. Or maybe I'll do it this way. Secret Sea is good. It's great. It's my new go-to for oh, maybe I'll put it down here. I kind of like that. And then we could also put I had fussy cut some of those little, here we are. Put a little thing up there, or maybe one of these. So I just sat and fussy cut some of these yesterday. There. Isn't that cute? And then we can put a another label in there that says "From our house to yours." Just like that. So simple. No stamping, no fuss, no muss. So why don't we do that? So let's go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. Geez, I'm heavy-handed with the glue today. Holy smokes. Okay. I did have a silicone mat on my desk somewhere. Who knows? Whenever you're gluing, you should have your silicone mat right handy. Which mine is here somewhere, but who knows where. Somewhere over the rainbow. So Susan, how does Stephanie like her quilt? Susan is part of my team, but she also brings over quilts for me to quilt for her. There. Now I got a little bit of glue there. I'm going to grab my glue eraser. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend them. So this will lift your glue without damaging your paper. It just turns it into like a little snot ball, if you will. And it just rolls it right off. All right, so here's our little sentiment, and I'm just going to pop the backing off of that. There we go. I just want to make sure that's centered before I push it down. Centered and straight, that looks pretty good. There, very cute. So I've got my Secret C here. And I'll just pop that right on there. Very pretty. It's the new black. It absolutely is. And you know what? I do my black stamping now with Secret C. I like the ink color better. And it is a water-based ink. So if you wanted to do alcohol coloring, you still can, because it's a water-based ink. It's going to work just fine. But I just find I get a nicer stamp with it than with the Memento. I find with the Memento, it is a nice black, but I have to use a stamp platform and do it, you know, a couple of times to get a decent stamp out of it. There, so there's our card. How pretty. Isn't that absolutely stinking gorgeous? I love it. Now, for an envelope, if you wanted to, you could take a cutout and glue like a little, one of your little florals, you know, in the corner if you wanted to. Or you could take a piece of the designer paper. I'm going to have a craft a lunch here in a minute. And cut a strip that is 2 1/4 by 6. Where's my trimmer? So 2 1/4 by 6. Let me get these out of here before I have a whole sequin disaster on my hands here. There we go. That, oh, jeepers. It's almost as bad as having Georgie on my desk. She was on my desk yesterday, and I had a spool of red ribbon. She had the entire roll of ribbon unraveled while I was busy making my cards yesterday. 2 1/4. Oh, good. Stephanie likes her quilt, so that's great. Now, this isn't exactly the same pattern that's on the card, but the colors are coordinating, so it's going to work just fine. So let's go ahead and glue this to here. Now, I am just going to look for I'm just going to grab another one. There, got my silicone mat. You're doing cards instead of binding. Oh well, priorities. All right, so I'm going right beside the crease line of the flap here. And I'm getting close to it, but I don't want to get too close. Oh my gosh, look at that glue. There's so much glue. And I'm just going along the bottom there, and I'm just going to mush that over because that is a lot of glue. Okay, so now I'm going to line up my piece with the score line here, like that. But you don't want to go over your score line. All right, so now I'm just going to cut away everything that is an envelope flap. There we go. Beautiful. And I think I'll still glue a little floral on the front. So I'm going to quickly fussy cut this. Doesn't take very long. Now you notice when I'm cutting, my scissors don't move, just the paper. And then that way you can manage to get your cutting wherever you need to have it. And it's little to no effort. It just goes really, really quick. Great thing to do while you're watching TV. If you don't have a scan and cut or one of those other things, you just put on a movie, especially now with all the Christmas movies. My husband laughs at me because I don't particularly like doing Christmas. I don't like Christmas movies. I find them kind of sappy. Like I like The Grinch and those kind of things, but he likes the Hallmark kind of movies, and I'm like, nope, ain't doing it. And he watches is it 54th Street or 64th Street or whatever the heck it's called. He watches that every single year. He's been watching that every year that I've known him, which is about just over 20 years. Every year. And he'll say, why don't you come and watch it with me? And I'm like, nope, thank you very much. Not interested. Now give me Die Hard or any of those ones, I'm right on it. So he just laughs at me. There. So there's our envelope. There's our card. So there's card number 1. I'm just looking at the time because I have a commitment that I have to leave for shortly, but so there's card number 1. So we'll do card number 2 a little quicker since you already kind of know the ins and outs of it. So I've got my card base again. There we are. Come on. There. Okay, so there's our card base. Here we have our Secret C and our basic white. So again, the Secret C is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and the basic white is 3 3/4 by 5. Now this time I am going to run it through this beautiful pattern 3D. Oh, it's online exclusive November. Sorry, I don't know why I thought this was coming out in January. So this was from the November. It's available now. This, and it's the prettiest embossing folder I think that they've had for a while. So let me just run that through real fast. There we are. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this. Where's my glue? Right down. There we are. Oh, this is so pretty. What you could do too, and I kind of thought about it, but it might be obliterated by the die cut, is you could take maybe Pool Party on a brush and just give some color to there. I'm not going to because I'm going to be putting my triangles on there, but you certainly could do that. So I'm going to do my triangles first, and then I'm going to glue this onto here. Here's my trimmer. So first we'll do the gold. So again, I'm just going to nest it into these 2 little tracks here and make sure that the top corner is lined up. And I'm going to bring my blade down and put it down kind of in the middle of the square. And I'll do the same thing with my blue. Whoops. Make sure I'm in the track. Beautiful. So here is my basic white. I'll try not to get glue on this one. Good Lord, I'm telling you. There. So you want about, I'm doing about maybe 1/4 of an inch from the edges. Now don't do what I just did. I scratched my foil with my tweezers. Now that's going to be covered, fortunately, but yeah, don't do that. You don't want scratches on your foil. What you could do too, if you wanted to have something a little bit more like decorative, I guess, is you could use the square dies from this Stylish Shapes. And the second largest one would be just a little bit bigger than this. But you would have the stitching on the inside, like this would be stitched, and it would look really cute. You could do it that way too. But just for time's sake, I just decided to just cut 2-inch squares. That would be a little bit, maybe closer to a 2 1/4 inch square, something like that. All right, so I've got my goal down, and I've got my oh my God, look at this. Okay, I need a nap. All right, so let me just plunk that right down there without moving it around and getting glue all over everything. Man, some days I'd swear I was a novice. But I'm determined to get my Christmas cards out this week. Oh my God, I don't know why my glue is so liquidy today. There. Beautiful. Now with those other cards that I made, where are they? I don't even know. Here they are. I just used the designer paper. I didn't use gold foil. I just used the same designer paper on all 3 cards. And I really like the matte, but I like the gold too. Sometimes I do like a little bit of gold. So we can put this there and then put something like Merry and Bright. That looks nice. Why don't we do that? First though, I'm going to take some gold trim. I love this gold and silver trim. I wish it hadn't retired. It says on here it was from the online exclusives in 2023. And I'm not getting to the end, but I'm getting to where I wish I had more. So let me see. Do I want to have a knot, a bow, or well, let's tie a bow and see what we do. So we'll tie a bow. I can always move it around if I feel like I need to. If you don't have a pair of these, I'm telling you, do yourself a favor. Put it on your Christmas list. I love these reversible tweezers. Okay, so I'm going to start on the bottom. But don't do like I do, and when you're concentrating, squeeze it, and then whatever you're holding falls to the floor. I do that all the time. There we go. There. Okay, so we can put it over here. Come on. So we can put it over here and have our flower kind of here. I don't know if I like that. Or we could put it over here and have our flower here. obviously we're going to cut the, well, let's cut it and see. Have our flower there with this here. Or we can get rid of the bow altogether and just have the gold ribbon and have it like this. I kind of prefer that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm going to ditch the bow, I think. If anybody has an opinion, you have the 30-second lag it takes from me to say it to get to you. And then I don't know what the lag is coming back, but tell me what you think. Bow yes or bow no? So while you're thinking about that, I'm going to grab some dimensionals and put dimensionals on my floral. Holy mackerel, what a mess. Okay. I'll just grab these. Bow yes, bow no? What do you think? Okay, no opinions. There. I keep getting a light flash. Not sure what that's all about. Can you guys see the light flashing? Every so often it'll just get really bright. Kind of weird. Or you take it off altogether, go this way. And do this. Oh, you know what? I like that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Come on. Uh-oh. Back you go where you belong. Get on there. Okay, so I'm going to find some tear and tape here. So let's see. No, I want the gold side up. So I want it this way. Okay, we're going to go across this way. Is everybody organized for Christmas? Got your tree up? We don't. I just have not had that time between getting those quilts done and Christmas shopping and doing whatever else I have to do. We do not have a Christmas tree up. We're probably the only people on the entire street that don't have their tree up. There. Oh, I like this. Okay, I'm just gonna, where's my, take your pick tool here. There we go. There, so don't forget, these will be back in stock next week, so Susan, what are the question marks for? There we go. The bright lights, Maybe that's what she's asking. Is it about the lights flashing? There must be quite a lag because it's taken like 2 minutes since I brought that up. There, oh my gosh, look at how pretty that is. So I have my card base right here. So this is now going to be a top folding card. So let's go ahead and glue that down. There we go. Oh, I love this. Really cute. Very, very pretty. All right, so here are my gold sequins. Again, let's see if I can do this without spilling them this time. Better. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put one in the middle of here. Oh, that is a big blob of glue. Where's my little bottle? I'm going to use this. There. Okay, I'm going to use my little bottle. That's better. And then maybe one over here. And one here, I guess. Okay. So I've got my take your pick tool. So let me see. I'm going to take a little one. I don't think I like that there. I'll have to take my glue eraser and move that. Where do I want the other one? I'll put it up here. There. There we go. That's better. And then when this is dry, I will take my glue eraser and remove my little blob there. But isn't that pretty? So there's the front of that one. So let's quickly do the inside. So I do have another piece of what do you call this again? Secret Sea. And another piece of the basic white. Now, what will we put in there? I have some of the floral. Or I could stamp. Oh, we have this. This is pretty. I'm just going to put that there. Easy schmeezy. Okay, here's my silicone mat. Oh, whether or not you like the bow. Yeah, I kind of I decided not to use the bow. I think that worked better. All right, so let me... There we go. So pretty. I love this paper. And you know, when it first came out, I was like, it did knock me over. But boy, once you get playing with it, that is pretty paper. There. And a sentiment. What can we put in the middle? So on the front, we have merry and bright. So we can just do, let's just do Happy Christmas. So I can pick off the back. I love the fact that these are stickers. There we go. Just want to make sure I'm straight. There, that looks pretty straight. All right, so now we can go ahead and glue this to our card. You know what I did? I did this way. The card is this way. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Okay. Oh, I tell you. Okay. Grab another piece here. What did I say? 3 7/8. By 5 1/8. Man alive. And a piece basic weight. 3 3/4. 3/4, not 1/4. By 5. Sheesh. Okay. No worries. I will make another card. All right. And in that moment, I lost my silicone mat. Isn't that wild? I tell you. If you could see my desk right now. Eek. Okay. So I am quickly going to cut out a little flower. Can't believe I did. Oh, I'm going to do it again. See? Cheapers. Tell ya. I am by far not the best fussy cutter, but oh, and for those of you who asked how Georgie was, I got a couple of messages about Georgie Kitty. She's feeling better. She seems to have settled down from whatever was bothering her little tummy. We have to be I really wanted to get a poinsettia the other day, but that darn cat, she will chew on almost anything. And we almost lost her last summer because she was eating a aloe vera plant that my husband had. My husband loves plants. I like plants outside. I don't like plants in the house. I have a little rosemary bush in the house, and I have a couple of bay leaf plants, but plants in general in the house don't do it for me. To me, they're just like a nuisance. I have I have a cactus. It's about, well, it's taller than I am. And I guess I got it. It was about maybe 2 feet tall when I got it. And I still have it. And the poor thing is so neglected. But it's hanging in there. And that's the only plant that I have. He's got a big jade plant that drops leaves all over the place. It drives me nuts. But we have to be really careful with plants, because if we have a plant sitting anywhere that Georgie can reach it, she'll chew on the damn thing. And aloe vera, which we didn't know, is very toxic to cats. And she was throwing up blood, and we couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong with her. And then one day we were sitting in the sunroom, and Glenn noticed that there was bite marks on the aloe plant. And sure enough, one of my quilting customers was here that day that we noticed the bite marks. And I said, we're going to have to get rid of this because Georgie's eating it. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it's toxic to cats. So she took the plant, and immediately, within 24 hours, Georgie was back to her normal self, running around and going outside and eating. But yeah, we could not for the life of us figure out what the heck was wrong with her. I think I'm just going to do this. Yeah, so all your little ends, like your edges and stuff, your edges and stuff, don't throw them out. You can cut those out. I wish there was a die for them, but there isn't. That's okay. All right, so let me grab another Happy Christmas. So yeah, so I'm wondering if she, ate something that she shouldn't have gotten her little self into, or she was really not feeling well for about 10 days, but she's back to normal, being her spready little self. There we go. Okay. So anyway, yeah, thus we're not getting a poinsettia this year. Because sure as heck she'll eat it. There. Much better. Okay, I'm going to pop this right in here. There, isn't that pretty? I love it. There, beautiful. Okay, so let me grab the other ones that I've done. And I will continue to work on these. I do have to, I'm going out shortly. So I have to skedaddle, but I just wanted to show you these because I just thought they were so pretty. All right, so these are the two that we made today with the gold foil. And then these are the ones that I made yesterday. Aren't they pretty? So here I use the swag, and here I just use the bouquet. I did put the bow on this one, and I actually quite like it. But I think with the gold on this one, it was maybe just too much. But with the two DSPs there, I like the bow there. It's not, not obnoxious. And then this one, I use just the ribbon. And then I use the 1 1/8. The 1 3/8. No, the 1 1/8. There's the 1 3/8 scallop punch. And then these are old. And then the 1 1/8 scallop punch. And I just use the 1 1/8 on this one and put it behind the little joy. But isn't that gorgeous? And then the I didn't do the inside of this one yet. Okay, I did these two. And then for this one, the ephemera pack that I used is the Greetings for All in the black and white. So some of them are white and some of them are black. There we go. So if you haven't grabbed these, now again, I don't know if these are on the wait list or not. Now here's a tip. If there's something that you like and it is on the inventory list, is not available, you can click on that item in the online store, and there's an option for you to be notified when it's back in stock. So you can put yourself on the notify list, and the minute it hits back in stock, you'll get an email so that you don't miss it. So I do that all the time if there's something that I want. I wanted those big alphabet dies, and they were out of stock for quite a while. And and the minute they came back in stock, I ordered them right away because I knew they'd go right back out again. So anyway, here are my 3. God, I'm bouncing all over the place. You'd swear I had 10 cups of coffee today, and I really haven't. Anyway, these are the cards. Aren't they cute, though? I just love them. And I just thought, when I was looking at these yesterday, I just thought they were so cute. So cute. Anyway, I just want to thank you for joining me today. If you're going out, keep warm, bundle up, and